Greetings, Jedi Traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 2, day 5. It is Friday the 13th, 2017. As always, please seek financial advisory when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. Support your knowledge of the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, let's get into the pre-market trend for today, as we had posted there 15 minutes before the market open. It was chop. Globex pre-market trend was chop, and that's pretty much where we ended up today after that nice AM lift. What levels were we looking at upside? Well, it doesn't matter when it comes to levels, as long as the HA bars, Heikin-Ashi bars, are in trend, and that is where our targets were: 50.39, 58.70, or levels of interest, let's call it, to the upside. Let's see if we went up or down. And ES, we were looking at a lot of chop overnight, pre-market chop, and we were looking at 22.81 with first stop resistance there at 22.73. What are the highlights? There it is, Friday the 13th cat. Nothing much in news in any way, so pretty much indices with that AM lift and chop. Big picture was flat all across the board for the most part. JPM starting out the earnings season as we roll into next week. Must be a lot of confidence out there in that triple Q as the NASDAQ continues to push those higher highs. Lower volume today. Choice, take the early AM move and walk. That was probably the best situation on the indices today, though we did finish an uptrend, but nothing easy at the top. All right, there it is on the charts for those of you trying starting out. Less risk there, M6E, the micro euro, offering a couple of trend opportunities downside underneath the 5144 cloud. NQ, you can see we got that AM lift. Pretty much mid-session chop. ES, same picture across the board. Actually, ES dropping a little bit more, offering an afternoon mid-session to PM drop, as well as the YM and recover. All right, let's jump in right to the chart, see where price action went today. Daily gap, nothing formed, nothing closed. Crude just chopping it out sideways, pulling back a little bit from that lift yesterday. Volume, slightly subpar from the last 2 days, but pretty much in line for the beginning of the week. Pretty much having an even slide all week. How boring has that been? Same picture on the YM. NQ's the only one that continues to lift here, tech industry, and there it goes. Breaking that 5K. There must be a lot of faith out there, but hey, you got to roll with it. Roll with the charts. That's what they say. All right, taking a look at the AD lines. AD lines across the board. There's that morning lift. NISS NYSE holding to the 750. YM not going very far. Little drop there that we saw. PM session down to 12. Find some support and back upside. Can't say much on the S&P, as we had a similar picture. And NQ across the board, there was that AM lift all the way up to 70. That was the outlier. Called it this morning, said that's pretty much it. And that's exactly where we went. Price action giving a little bit of a movement downside, but really never breaking the 25. All right, let's take a look at what we're looking at this morning. Let's start with the NQ on the forward charts, as we do each day. There it was on the daily chart, as we've been a little bit of resistance here at 50.39, so we're looking up at 50.78, but we got some lines in the middle of there, and so where are we looking? Well, we start with the 4-hour chart, and pretty much the same levels. So we go to the 60-minute chart, and we pretty much have the same level. So we need to go down to a lower time frame. We go down to the 15-minute chart, or we go down to the range chart. We'll show you that here in a little bit. All right, so anything downside, clear levels also. Support there at 5K yesterday, as price action rolled down on the 60-minute all the way down to 5K as well. All right, let's take a look at the daily on the YM. Here we have support, continued support at 688. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, we just chopped it up sideways. Pretty much a market profile, volume profile day, looked pretty good. And price action here, all the way down to the top of the range, 19,785. Got a lift, but really wasn't able to push up any higher. Again, trying to get that 20K bell, not this week, guys. We found that resistance here overnight session all the way up to the top of the resistance here, really never ringing any bells here. So why I'm not doing anything earth-shattering here. And taking a look at the ES across the board, as we saw this morning, ES looking up to 2281 and as down as 2250. So, do we have any levels in between there? Sure enough, right there on the 4-hour chart, hit the 2273. That's right. Do you remember that? Where did we see that 2273? Let's look up there. Where was that pre-market trend? There it was. 2273 first resistance and never went up from there. So 2273, very nice. Market pulled back, found some support above the 50-144 on the 4-hour chart and the 60-minute chart. Well, that's great when you have the big picture here, but how does that look like on the range charts? Let's start with the daily NQ as we do in our pre-market trend every day. We know where that support is downside, but it's to the upside that we were looking here as price action broke through the 50.39. There it is, first level, 50.58, posted where? That's right, in that pre-market trend. Let me show you right there. Let's go back up. NQ 50.58 broke the 50.39. There's that 50.58. And what got us there? The HA bars. That's right. That's the big picture. So when you have a lot of consolidation, you got a little bit of volume, well, go down to the lower time frames, and what do you got? You got a picture like the ES here, HA bars to the upside. That's right. On a range chart, you can see the ES nice move to the upside. Taps the resistance on the MML, offered a couple opportunities, both up and down today, as long as the 534 was in sync. So there it is, NQ. That was the ES, but same idea on the NQ here. Solid Heikin-Ashi bars pushes you up to the high. We'll take a look at that on the, there it is, range chart. Let's take a look at the NQ. There was that AM move there, just like we saw in the ES, all the way up, side to the resistance, breaking through the major support line. But that was pretty much the only setup there on the NQ that was worth looking at. Hey, let's take a look at the daily ES this morning. As we just saw in the daily, there was the range 81.25, 22.50. Did we have anything in between there? We absolutely did. 22.73 matching up there with the, that's right, we just saw it go back to the, right there, 22.73, both on the 4-hour chart. No 22.73 on the 60-minute chart, but that's all right. Still a major line there. 22.73.5. Price action held. Nothing to the downside as we'll look to next week, but price action holding here at upside in between the two levels of resistance. All right, that's our ES, and as we look at on the YM, again, some pretty major gap that we sitting in between, 20K upside, 688. So we look to the upside as HA bars, Heikin-Ashi bars gave us a trend move to the upside today and pulled back, but hey, there we go. So if it's not 20K, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at 844, 863, and 883 to the upside. Never really being able to break either of those. So price action still, we got a major 51.44 cloud down below for support into next week. All right, let's take a look at the charts as we roll through the day and how we did on each one, and or how setups were. Any evidence setups? There we are in the crude, really choppy chop. I mean, come on now. Best setup here. Let's go to our, there we go. All right, so two major setups here today is price action. Well, we could say the overnight session. Whoa, let's get an arrow here. There we go, overnight session. As price action ran it down to 52.34. Again, the line up here in the resistance, major support, and all the way down. That's if you're trading the overnight. Again, a lot of pre-session chop. Once the market opened, you got 2 bars down. But hey, if you got a lot of chop action, best action to do is wait till you get all charts in sync. And we didn't really have much on that on the crude today. So if you took the scalp entries or looked for a possible other one, there we had on one at about post 30 minutes of the crude session. Next setup was to the downside here as price action broke through the 51.44. HA bars to the downside all the way down to support. Taking a look at the gold. Gold pretty much same picture, but gold with some nice opportunities here. Let's tighten up those charts as we see price down. Oh, actually, there we go. Price action moving down. There it is, breaking through the cloud. Better setup here as price action ran down. HA bars, bring your stop Once you got the entry and HA 5144 is in the red, you break the VWAP, you break any other line. Once it stops at break even, price action runs down, pulls back, opportunity to exit the trade or simply move the stop there right to the swing size and continue to the downside. Next best entry of the session was here in the PM as price action broke back up above the VWAP and back up to the resistance. Nice move on the gold. Taking a look at the 6J, the yen. Price action overnight on the yen was, there it was, got a nice little lift, and then eventually as price action opened up here pre-market, we got a move down, pull back, most likely either bailed out, and then you had an opportunity back to the downside. PM session or mid-session to PM session, nice move here, break above the cloud off the support, break above VWAP, and to the upside and the Globex high. So pretty much flat market all across the board. Taking a look at 6E opportunities today on the setup. Again, you had an interesting move overnight there. Pre-markets, there was Euro breaking the cloud back downside, and we have a price action back up. Hit the resistance. There's a little bit of chop downside, and then once you cleared here, it really was sailing down all the way down, back down to support, break the cloud, and you're back upside again. Nothing smooth today in no way. Hey, we took a look at that NQ before. Let's take a look at the YM, see if there were any better opportunities here on the YM this morning. Bigger picture here as we had support, major support, resistance all the way up there. So where were the opportunities on the YM today? Well, there it was. Yesterday's close. Again, remember that yesterday's session. That was nice. But not much today on the YM as we saw price action in two opportunities. Had a nice lift there at pre-market and then market open, and then eventually break out of the cloud into the downside. Never really reaching support, but then again, that's okay because you're managing your trade to the downside on the HA bars, holding out at VWAP. Hey guys, take a look at the ES as we rolled out the session today. Not looking any better as price action here on a 5-4 flex Renko. There's your HA bars, a little tighter here. I think I had the settings a little bit smaller here for today. But if we go back to the, let's go back to this chart. This looked like a lot better. So there it was. Solid Heikin Ashi bars trending up. That was your ES move of the day. Actually, that was the first trend up. And then price action broke the cloud to the downside. Second move, third move here. I would have chosen the second move here as the 50 was below the 144. You always have the opportunity to go to the lower time frame. If 5-4 is not working for you, go to a 3-2, and you get a little bit more opportunities if you want to play in the sandbox on a lower volume day. That's up to you. All right, Jedi traders, that concludes the daily trend and current technical momentum for the daily indices and key charts, key momentum charts. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra, one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only trade what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. Make sure to follow up with my weekend edition as I do each weekend. It will be the Technical Momentum Outlook. There it is, week 2. I'll be posting the week 3 here over the weekend. Also posted at citmarket.com where you can find also other great articles as I'll go over not necessarily where we are now. Well, yes, of course, where we are now, but where and what we will be looking in the week ahead and always being ready in both directions. You also want to make sure you check out my weekly recap. There it is, week 1 recap. I'll be doing a week 2 recap. Get that posted here this weekend. A brief analysis of the week so you can capture the highlights and charts, trends of the day. You're always welcome to go over each daily recap as needed. For those of you that are interested in joining us in our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, David at TradingFibs. where you can join us on any Thursday or Friday to view the live chart setups as they happen in the trading day. All right, I think I've covered it all. You guys have yourselves a great weekend. Where even me, again, make sure that you check out that weekend technical momentum, see where we might be headed over the week as I look over the charts, and make sure you check out the weekly recap to capture the highlights of the week. Hey guys, I don't know where we're headed next week, but sure has been a quiet week 2 to 2017. Hey guys, good day, good night. Have yourselves a Blue Zone weekend wherever you may be, and good trading to you.